70 or 80% of nurses are cheating on their spouse with doctors or something like that.
Oh.
And then I asked the nurse the same question. I said, why do so many nurses cheat? And she says, well, typically the nurses, they end up getting a job and they're making more than their spouse. Then they're next to a doctor or somebody who's a surgeon, and they go out for a drink and they have conversations and they were like, what would my life be with this person? Because I go home to this person and their life sounds a little bit better than my life.
Right.
What's going on, people? This is your boy Say One's History. You are watching The Male's Perspective. You guys, please make sure that you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. This way you're updated for all cool new content that's coming out. Look, I'm not going to waste your time. What are we going to be talking about today? Well, that is CNA and nurses, you guys. I was coming across a few clips in my algorithm, searching on TikTok and YouTube, blase. And what I noticed is that CNA and nurses are whores. That's what I noticed. I'm not saying all, of course, because there are some women that are faithful to their men and, wouldn't dare pull a lot of the stuff that I'm actually seeing in a lot of these videos. But with that being said, it is happening. And man, we can't turn a blind eye to it and act like it's not there, because it is there. It is happening. And men need to be aware what they are getting into if they start to date women in these professions. With that being said, let's get into it. Let's review these videos. And man out there, stay alert. Let's get it. All right, so this first video is actually titled, "This is for the boyfriends and husbands of CNA/nurses at nursing homes." And you can tell just by, because I watched this a little bit forward, and he definitely sounds like he's already been through this. But what he's doing is he's also giving a lot of game out there to those guys who may not be unaware of what's going on, or, may not know that they may need to keep a little bit of a watchful eye, or just leave altogether. Yeah, I think that would probably be the better bet if you have any inclination that she is doing something like cheating. But with that being said, let's get into this video. You guys let me know what you think. Let's go.
For all the fellas, I want y'all to know, this ain't no nursing home. It look like a nursing home, don't it? It look just like a nursing home. We think that our women be going to work in these places, but they don't. They really actually be in these nursing homes like this. They be in there fucking all day. See, we as men, we think our woman be in them type of places working, but they don't be doing no work. She'll say she doing a double, but the bitch be in there double fucking. So all my men with nurses, CNA, counterparts, people you in a relation with, you can stand on the outside of the building and tell that all the rooms empty. These bitches don't be doing no work in there. All they be doing is fucking, I'm telling you. They got a big room that they go in. You'll swear they clocked in, but they in that bitch having an orgy. I swear to God. CNAs, nurses, them bitches are fucking whores. Y'all see this right here? This what the old people should be. They should be out here chilling right now. But them hoes ain't in there doing no old work. They in there fucking. That's all they fucking doing. I'm sorry. Fellas, I'm sorry that I had to be one to break the news. But sometimes I sit up here and I just watch. I just watch them. And these old folks ain't getting changed. They ain't getting breakfast. These bitches go to work and absolutely don't do nothing but fuck. That's why she be coming home tired. And I'm glad I told y'all that. Keep that in y'all head. And shit, I told y'all, fuck it.
All right, you guys. So this is interesting because it sounds like he actually works at the actual nursing home that he's talking about. Or I could be wrong, but it sounds like he actually works at the nursing home. And he's speaking from something that he's either saw or encountered while he is at work. And although I've never worked at a nursing home before, you guys know, my long time subscribers know that I actually do Uber on the side. And one thing that I've noticed is when I do drop women off to these nursing homes, they be completely quiet. There's nobody out, in the living area. There's nobody out outside. It's they're the older gentlemen and gals. You don't see them. You don't see them out. And I don't know if that's because they prefer to be in their room or if they're doing something else. But this is just what I've noticed. With that being said, you guys let me know what you guys think. On to the next video. Let's go.
A new study shows that nurses are more likely to cheat on their spouses than athletes and even musicians. This is according to the survey done by the dating app Ashley Madison. And Ashley Madison, of course, is an app for cheating spouses. The gist of the study was that nurses and doctors cheat because of the stress and the long hours. Things happen. It's not just nurses and doctors. The interaction with other people can become emotional. If anything, being a divorce lawyer has taught me, you have to work on your marriage and keep your intimate connection with your partner. A new study shows that nurses are more...
Whoa. Okay, wait a minute. Did she just say things happen? So did she trip? And I'm not even going to go there, you guys. I agree with pretty much everything this woman was saying. They have time, stress, all that is understandable. Okay, but things happen? No. Things like that happen if you want them to happen. That is how that happens. And for me, it's crazy. It almost seems like a cop out for me. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? When men do it, they say it's wrong, and I do believe it's wrong. When women do it, it should be the same thing, right? Right?
70-80% of nurses are cheating on their spouse with doctors or something like that.
Oh.
And then I asked the nurse the same question. I said, why do so many nurses cheat? And she said, well, typically the nurses, they end up getting a job and they're making more than their spouse. Then they're next to a doctor or somebody who's a surgeon, and they go out for a drink and they have conversations and they were like, well, what would my life be with this person? Because I go home to this person and their life sounds a little bit better than my life.
Right.
70-80% of nurses.
So it's monkey branching to a thicker, stronger, wealthier branch, it sounds like. And this is wild, you guys, because, I'm one of those guys who believe in, marriage and the union and the bond and the commitment of relationship. More so the commitment, you guys. I mean, because I was a guy who, had served in the military, served in the Army, 13 Bravo. And I can tell you that it didn't mean much to me. I really didn't understand the oath that you took, and if anybody knows about MEPS, and you going in, you doing the oath, and you're essentially pledging allegiance to that branch. That's how I kind of look at it. Not kind of. That's how I look at it when it actually comes to marriage. I'm pledging myself and my fealty to you. So, if you can't be on that same level with me, then I can't mess with you. I can't. And unfortunately, that's what I started to see in the West. And one of the reasons why I decided to, go overseas. I'm not saying that you can't find women over here who aren't loyal. I'm just saying that there are other things that come with it too that I wasn't willing to accept after I realized it was just going to be very difficult to get. With that being said, 80% of nurses are cheating. That is wild, you guys. That is crazy. What did they say? Back in the day? They say everything that glitter ain't gold. I guess they'll have to find out the hard way. On to the next one.
What career cheats the most on men? Well, to make it a long story short, it's an RN. The question is why? Well, a nurse usually cannot be a doctor. Why? They're too lazy. Their parents said you need to be independent, and that's why you should be a nurse. Well, more importantly, they also work weird hours. It makes it hard to form a connection, and when they're at their workspace, there's always a doctor who's above them. which fucks with their biology. You see, the alpha male can never be who's at home because they're always following instruction from whoever's the doctor. It's also very hard to maintain a long-term relationship when you're going through a lot of crazy emotional trauma bonds. If you're with someone and they died in front of you, that's a trauma bond you're now forming with coworkers at the office, which is why nurses cheat the most.
Interesting. I never even thought about the trauma bonding. Is that true, you guys? Any of those, any people out there that actually watch me that are CNAs or nurses, is there a situation where you guys like trauma bond? You know, you watch somebody pass away, or you wake up and you know somebody's passed away and you trauma bond with that, you know, nurse, or you trauma bond with that doctor or that RN or whatever the case may be. That's interesting. That's a very interesting take to me. I've never heard that before, but it makes sense. Um, yeah, yeah, let me know. Let's get on to the next one, you guys.
So you really want to know why nurses cheat? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Okay.
Just like everybody else, nurses cheat, but so do other people. But why are nurses one of the ones who cheat the most? Well, just look at their job. It's high pressure. It's stressful. They have an area where they are pulling out energy that is living at a constant state of here, while everybody else is about down here. So they like action. They like to think. They like critical thinking, and they like moving around strategies and obstacles. It gives them an area of accomplishment. So when adrenaline codes, hard cases, anything spikes them up to here, it releases their endorphins. It releases that area of energy that kind of sits right with them. So it could be seeking out an affair on their days off. It could be starting new projects or constantly working out. I know ICU nurses who ride motorcycles, bungee jump, and do a lot of adrenal seeking activity.
So this is interesting because the first one we had, they were actually saying that the nurses and a lot of time the actual doctors, they trauma bond because of deaths. But now they're actually saying that in this particular situation, it's more of a thrill situation. And what ends up happening is they'll actually get a code, you know, that it's a, you know, person that's flatlining, or, you know, get a code that somebody is having a heart attack or whatever the case may be. And it brings their adrenaline up here. Now, I can see to where that can actually make someone an adrenaline junkie. And I guess it just really depends on the person, whether it's a trauma situation or if it's an adrenaline situation. But I can see both of those aspects. But it doesn't give them the right to cheat, at least in my opinion, you guys. That's just what I think. Let me know what you guys think inside the comments. This is wild. I never knew that it was this crazy in those hospitals. It'll make me think next time I actually have to go in. God, I hope I don't have to go in, but yeah, it just makes you think. Let's go.
Hey, I'm gonna stay the night shift. Yeah, I'm gonna stay tonight.
Wow.
Is that okay? Yeah. Is it a problem? Is it a problem? Oh. Okay, yeah, I just, I'll give you a call in the middle of the night. Yeah. So I'm just gonna stay tonight. I'll be home about 7:30. Okay. All right, I love you. Okay, bye.
So you went for it?
Yes. Not happy, but yeah.
You booked a hotel room already?
Hotel room's booked. Keys in my car.
This is crazy. You know what got me the most in this particular video, you guys, is where she told her husband that she loved her as she booked the hotel already to go and cheat on her husband. Like, this is diabolical work, you guys. I mean, the mental, you know, state that you actually have to be in to be okay with doing this. Like, she's completely like compartmentalized her husband, or she just doesn't love him anymore at all. This is crazy. I hope her husband sees this, and I hope he divorces her, and I hope she gets nothing. With that being said, on to the next one, you guys.
Y'all out here saying nurses are cheaters, that we sleep with each other at work. Let me stop you right there. And most of these people talking about nurses are men, saying that nurses are cheaters. I've been a nurse for 16 years, and I've never witnessed some secret nurse sex ring like y'all swear is happening on these units. You're confusing real life with TikTok drama and Grey's Anatomy storylines. Most of us are too tired to flirt, let alone cheat. You want to know what the real issue is? A lot of men can't handle dating a woman that can take care of herself, hold her own, and doesn't need anyone to survive. So instead of celebrating her strength, they try to tear her down with stereotypes.
What?
Stop the cap.
Yeah.
Man, look at man. Hell no. Hell no.
Ain't trying to target men, but let's be real. Nurses aren't the problem. Your insecurities are. And if you're a nurse who's tired of this narrative too, drop a comment below. Let's shut this stereotype down together. We work hard.
All right. So first off, and I'm not trying to throw no shade or anything out there, but like, did anybody else know? Like, just a little bit notice, like, he sounded a little. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. You know, I'm one of those people that believe two things can be true at the same time. And for him, yeah, this can be true. You know, he hasn't experienced anything like that actually being a nurse. You know, there are such things as you putting yourself around people who, you know, are stand up people, and you just don't, people, if they know who you are and they know what you will tolerate and what you won't tolerate, and if that's something you won't tolerate, like seeing cheating, then they won't do it around you and you won't see it. And then there are cases where people might be able to, you know, try you a little bit because they've seen things about you and they recognize that you might go for it. So it might be that situation. I don't know. But I want to actually go ahead and do a tally on this particular one. Fellas, ladies, all two of you out there, do you think that it's the majority of nurses and CNA workers that cheat, or do you think it's a minority? Let me know. I want to know what you guys think. Let's get into the next one. Let's go.
Reason why women nurses cheat the most, because she have opportunity to a lot of men. They have a lot of men going in that ER. She working with EMT. She's working with firefighter, police officer. Listening, a lot of mean girl go into that field. If she really want to be there, she would work bedside, but she doesn't work bedside. If a nurse is working by her computer or she doesn't do bedside, you know why she doesn't do bedside? Because she's a mean girl. She's only there to look pretty, or she's there to find a man, or she's there for soft life. She want a soft life. She want a life where she could live in luxury. And a man that's a GM, that's running the whole department, the whole hospital, he could provide that. Or she could meet a captain with the sheriff department or with the police force. A lot of them women cheat the most. Nurses cheat the most.
Now, I agree with this one more than any of the other ones because at the end of the day, women are hypergamous, and this is the perfect, when I say the perfect, it is the perfect place, the perfect job to be a hypergamous woman because, like she said, you are around doctors, firefighters, doctors, you know, surgeons. You are around these hyper focused, hyper masculine, hyper achieved men, and you don't think she's going to be attracted to not one of them? That's a hard pill to swallow, man. I mean, it's crazy because guys are starting to recognize, you know, a lot of these scenarios, and you know, women that choose to get into these fields, you either one, it's probably best that you're not in a relationship and you find something there if you can, because think a lot of guys are checking for you as far as on a serious tip. But that's just me. That's just me, you guys. My opinion. Let me know what you think. Drop them in the comments. Let's get it.
It's so easy to cheat and be cheated on as a healthcare worker.
Wow.
You heard me. It is so easy to cheat and be cheated on as a healthcare worker. So you better make sure that you are with somebody that you can absolutely trust. And it doesn't matter whether you be the healthcare worker or the spouse or the partner of the healthcare worker.
It's true too.
Most of us that are at the bedside doing bedside care, whether you be a nurse or a respiratory therapist like myself, most of us work a 12-hour shift. That 12 hours does not include your drive into work, and that 12 hours does not include your drive back home from work. So that is a half a day to participate in fuck shit. That's a half a day to cover your tracks. That's a half a day to come up with lies that actually can't be verified. And I'm going to tell you how those lies can't be verified.
Wow, go ahead, brother.
You cannot always go by the schedule that they tell you, because it's easy to lie about the days that you're working. And it cannot always be verified. It's always somebody that's going to want to switch their shift. And that is prevalent in nursing and respiratory. Nurses and respiratory therapists that are switching shifts. We work at a hospital. So it is very permissible for me to say I couldn't answer my phone because of a medical emergency. You can't verify if I'm telling you a lie about that, because there have actually been codes that I have been in where I could not answer my phone. I've been away in medical procedures like MRI where I could not answer my phone. How are you going to verify that? And the same way that you can't verify what I'm doing, I can't verify what you're doing because I'm gone for half the day. Most of the people that cheat in healthcare, they cheat with their coworkers, or they cheat with somebody that works at the hospital. You think about it this way, there are thousands of people that work at even the smallest hospitals. So you have a wide variety to choose from if you want to participate in fornication or adultery.
You guys, he just laid it out there. I mean, there's just way too many opportunities for a CNA, for a nurse, for your woman to actually be out there to just bust it wide open, pretty much. And, you know, I mean, if you are sure that your woman is solid, hey, go for it. But just listening to the opportunities that they have out there, I don't know, you guys. I don't know. That's wild for me. I didn't know that the cheating rate was actually, I listened to some stuff on here I could not believe. They were saying the cheating rate is like 80% for CNA and nurses. One lady said that, CNA and nurses actually cheat more than athletes and artists. That is crazy. That is crazy, because the stigmatism is that athletes and artists cheat the most. But no, it's freaking nurses and CNA workers. Go figure, you guys. I don't know. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I hope you enjoyed the show. That's all we got for today. Please, again, you guys, make sure that you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you're updated for all cool new content. I hope you like the show, man. We're going to get up to cooking these videos for you more and more. So we will holler at you later with the next one. Peace. You've made it to the end of this video, which basically means that we're best friends now. And best friends subscribe to best friends channels. And they like their videos too. So, I mean, I don't make the rules. It is what it is. You got to take that up under the Best Friend Act, code -7223-002. Write a subscription and subscribe.